I don't know the kind of raw material where God say create some people. Obedient march, I disagree on obedient march. They will not vote for obedient. Obedient na this one. They speak English wey no correct. Now all seats we dey now, we no dey time to speak English. We dey do am for online and offline. Now they see am. Obedient, share this video to change this man destiny. This man not too much. And if it's not better person he be before, but you're not too much. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch the video. I'm gonna talk him.
Now, the campaigns have started. So what does these rallies mean? Do the turnout of people really mean anything? Is the Peter Obi, who has caused upset in the polls, really caused a real upset at the polling booths? I'm being joined by one of the leaders of the National Conscience Forum and a leader of course, in the Labour Party, former presidential candidate Alhaji Yunus Tanko, just here live now, Abuja City. Thank you so much indeed for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
And virtually from London is a former presidential aide to former President Goodluck Jonathan, Mr. Reno. Thank you so much, Mr. Omakuri, for joining us tonight. Perhaps I should begin with you. You have spoken. You seem to be concerned, and in fact, the Labour Party have officially responded to you to say, well, you are talking about the rallies of the Obidients because you're seeking attention. What are your views, and what exactly gets your attention about these Obidients rallies?
Well, here's the thing. I spoke about the rallies. I spoke very positively about the rallies, and the Punch carried that. You read the more critical comment, but there was a more positive comment. But here's the thing about rallies. Rallies tend to excite the base. They don't expand the base. I'll say that one more time. Rallies tend to excite the base. They don't expand the base. So what will expand your base are canvassing. And the Labour Party is not canvassing. Right now, the only parties that are really canvassing are the PDP, the APC, and then the NNPP. So when you're having rallies, what you're doing is that you're actually preaching to the choir. Now, if you see, you quoted the spokesman for the APC, PCC, and he was actually right. These rallies, they have maybe about between 1,000 and 2,000 people. Now, what's happening, what we're seeing here is that, in various states across the country, you have people of Southeast origin. They are the most itinerant people in Nigeria, and that's where a lot of the base or Peter Obi is coming from. So obviously, yes, they will gather, they will have these rallies. But what's the effect of these rallies? Look, what's going to determine this election is going to be at the registered voters. And we see in the Northwest, we've got 22.67 million registered voters. In the Southwest, we've got 18.3 million registered voters. In the South-South, we've got 15.2 million registered voters. In the North Central, we've got 14.1. In the Northeast, 12.8. And then in the Southeast, we've got 11.49. Now, those are realities. What the Labour Party is doing, they're actually preaching to the choir. And except they expand their base, the election is going to be a foregone conclusion. I heard what the former education minister said. When you asked her, she said that Peter Obi was a shade brighter than the others. By what parameter am I asked? If you invigilate that, but if you look at the facts, you see, educationally, in their personal life, their experience in government and in corruption, Peter Obi is at the bottom of the pile. Let's talk about education. Amongst the four major presidential candidates, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso has a PhD in water engineering. Waziri Atiku Abubakar has a master's with distinction in international relations. Bola Tinubu has a Bachelor of Science in Accounting from Chicago State University. Now, what does Peter Obi have? He has a second-class degree in philosophy. Now, obviously, that is the least educationally qualified person. Now, if you look at their private life, Waziri Atiku Abubakar employs 12,500 people producing made-in-Nigerian goods and services right here in Nigeria with Nigerian citizens. Peter Obi is the single largest individual importer in Nigeria. So when he talks about moving Nigeria from consumption to production, it's almost like a contradiction. You are the single largest individual importer in Nigeria. So how can that be?
All right.
Now, if you look at the
Just a moment. So let's take you. I'm still going to come to a few of the issues that you have raised and the ones you have not talked about. Let me allow you, Mr. Tanko, to react to what you have said. You heard what Reno said, basically that you do not have the right base, and you are not gathering the base. You are exciting the base. How do you react to it? And in the first place, they said you guys do not have the structure.
Let me correct what he said. He said we are singing to the choir, and the choir is responding loud and clear. Even he himself can hear the voice where he's staying out of the country. The choir has responded so loudly that he's become so perturbed that he's even reading out statistics that are all truly unfounded. Let me first of all not be distracted with some of those false statistics that was given. Let me first of all thank Nigerians for coming out en masse to show that organic love for Peter Obi.
When you say organic love?
Yes, organic.
What do you mean?
What I mean, they are not doing a copy and paste kind of
You
campaign.
mean Labour Party is not the one organizing this rally?
No, not a single organization. We have not even...
Nobody is sponsoring this rally?
Nobody, not single person. We have not even kicked off the campaign. What you saw in Jos was an organic organization by the Middle Belt Forum to give endorsement for Peter Obi. What you saw on the 1st of October was the best independence celebration the nation has ever gotten. Over 40 cities, all the zones of the Federal Republic of Nigeria were represented, and they gave that organic love, without unsolicited organic love that was given to Peter Obi. And here you are, people are saying that there's a choir noise that all of them are so disturbed about that is making them jittery. And now we are satisfied and we are thanking them for making that particular coming out in that large number. And of course, our principal tweeted that there's a girl, Chioma, who came out. The lives of Chioma are replicated in Amina, Ankwa, and Akpan, and the rest of them, Ashake, all over the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Those are the people that we are fighting for. Those are the people that we are trying to get out of the quagmire on their unborn children, to protect them and rescue them. Not those particular individuals who could not even start the test on time.
He said, in terms of qualification,
yes,
that your candidate is perhaps the least of the 4 people that you will put forward as the top front runners in the race.
I am so happy that he didn't say that he has a fake document. He only said that he has a second-class physiology, which he got in University of Nigeria, Nsukka, confirmed. And the least requirement that you want for a presidential candidate is just a primary certificate. They don't even say that you have to have 5 credits. No, a primary certificate, which of course is alluded to a particular presidential person at the moment now. But there was no any issue as to that. So we are glad we have a qualified person running for the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
But in terms of competence and capacity, he's made a point there that is least qualified.
Not at all.
Can Nigerians vote for a least qualified person?
When he even visited the Emir of Kano, he listed even the 3 C's, which you alluded to, even the 6 C's. He said the man has competence, he has character, he is consistent, he is credible, he has compassion, he has the capacity to lead Nigeria. This is the quality that we know. And you know, Cheung, I want to challenge any of the other candidates. If they can generate this kind of love that we saw in Peter Obi all across the Federal Republic of Nigeria in one sweep. None of them can generate it. We didn't give the...
This early coming out for your candidate, what do you think it means? What does it portend?
It shows that Nigerians are ready to take back their country, irrespective of their religion, tribe, or creed. They have shown that love. And Seun, I can bet you there is obedience in every family household. And I'm sure in Omokari's house there is obedience, including the presidency.
What do you mean by that?
Exactly. Because there are staff in the presidency whose children are out of schools. And ASU strike is on for almost 8 months. There are workers in the presidency whose children cannot take care of 3 square meals. There are people in ASU Villa that even in their homes, they cannot be assured of electricity.
So Peter Obi stands for the average Nigerian.
Yes.
He stands for the voice.
He stands for every Nigerian who has been annihilated.
That is what you Labour Party are pushing for. Let me allow Reno.
Because he has shown it.
Let me allow Reno to come back. On this program last week, Comrade Adams Oshomale said the pain that the PDP will feel is that most of the places that are traditional PDP stronghold have now become Peter Obi and Labour Party stronghold, and who will get the back end of the stick this time around? It will be Atiku Abubakar and the PDP. I'd like you to respond to that.
Well, I will respond to that, but before I do, I'd like to respond to some of the things that this gentleman has said. First and foremost, that statement credited to the former MI of Kano has been disclaimed by that man. He said he didn't make that statement, so that's a false statement. And then, if you looking at, he said that that Peter Obi will address the issue of ASU strike and other strikes. Look, Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State. While he was governor, doctors were on strike for 13 months. Am I lying? You can ask him. While he was governor of that state, schools were closed down. I think it was 7 months. You can research it. You can Google it. So, I mean, these people that come up on air and say that Peter Obi will make Nigeria into paradise. Look, when he was governor of Anambra State, did he turn Anambra into a paradise? Now, if you address the issue by Comrade Adam Jamale, look, the issue with the APC is much more than the issue with the PDP. I do agree that some of the areas, because Peter Obi is more likely to take votes that would have come to the PDP than votes that would have come to the APC. But the whole country has rejected the APC. The whole country has rejected the APC. So, Comrade Adams Oshomole, I mean, he's not in a position to give us counsel. Look, this country is where it is right now, almost comatose, almost on its knees, because of the APC. While the PDP was in power, Nigerians know what they were enjoying. They know how much was the price of fuel. They knew how much was dollar to the naira. They knew how much the security situation. So there's no basis for comparison between the PDP and the APC. As a matter of fact, when Waziri Atiku Abubakar was chairman of the National Economic Council, Nigeria paid off its entire foreign debt. Zero.